Good morning to all my friends out there. I'm back again with one more set of video regarding IELTS speaking. I believe many of them are struggling to get desired band scores, also getting inconsistent scores in speaking. And the major root cause for this being is the loss of confidence or overthinking or thinking that we are over smart and all the examiners are fools. I will have a detailed discussions on speaking and what are all the contributors which are leading to your poor band scores or good band scores. And I'll be explaining everything in detail. Please be tuned with me. Now this video is all about IELTS speaking, and to introduce about the structure of the test is this has got 3 tasks. That is, first task is about introduction and interview. Second task is about Q questions, or it is a long term what people call, but in my point of view it is a Q card question. And the third section or the third task being a discussion section, wherein they will be majorly discussing about the topic which you have spoken about in your task 2. Just to elaborate, task 1 is about interaction between your test taker and you. Task 2 will be about you speaking alone, and task 3 will be again an interaction between you two. Okay, typically the first task will be about 4 to 5 minutes, wherein they'll be asking about your name, your identification. They'll ask you to show up your ID so that they can just cross verify your basic details and understand that the same candidate who has registered for the test is attending this interview. Second one, they may ask about what do you do, like do you study or do you work. Now what you answer on this section will certainly make sure that the type of questions which are appearing afterwards are going to be based on this question. If you say that you are studying, then they'll ask you about studies majorly, and if you're talking about your work, then definitely they will continue with the questions related to your work. Okay, and majorly they'll ask about your interests or hobbies or family, friends. And just understand one thing over here, the interviewer is just trying to understand you, understand your accent, and he's just trying to get you know better. Okay, the half of this duration of this test, that is in the task 1, is not being considered for marking purpose, but they are just getting acquainted with your accent and making you feel comfortable in the exam conditions. Okay, then later on in the task 2, they'll be giving you one cue card, and they'll be giving you 1 minute of time to prepare yourself. Over there you need to just think about some idea and talk about a minute or so. Okay, so in between they'll not be interrupting you. After the completion of 1 minute, they'll be interrupting you, and they will ask something about that question in the discussion section, that is in task 3. And they'll be asking you about elaboration of some of the topics which you have covered in your task 2. And some of the time some of the examiners tend to divert you from that topic if you are getting too much comfortable in it, and they will just ask about something in random, and they will just shift your attention from one point. Okay, in the task 2, that is also primarily about 3 to 4 minutes, and the task 3 about 4 to 5 minutes. So typically speaking, your speaking test will be completed within a span of 13 to 14 minutes. That's it. And in task 2, majorly they'll be asking about some kind of your ideal job, or the person who inspires you the most, or explain some vacation or the trip what you did and how did you enjoy, which kind of food you like, do you like shopping or do you like staying at home. Like that kind of questions will come. And just remind you that this IELTS speaking is not testing your general knowledge. This is about how you interact with each other. Will you be able to survive in English speaking countries, and will you be able to understand different accents? Okay, do not think about this examination as a real test of your abilities. Just understand that the person in front of you is just trying to understand you, and just make sure that you're here to talk some good English. That's it. Okay, this is going to help you out. Now over here, I like these red headings, but I seriously do not like these things which speaks about how to band you down or how to score you down. Okay, now we are targeting for 7 or above, right? So I'll just go in detail what are the band descriptors, and here there are 4 major areas out of which they are going to score you. First one is being fluency and your coherence. In my previous videos also I have mentioned you what coherence is about. You're just how you are linking your sentences and how you are connecting them, how are you developing your idea. That is all about coherence. And how fluent are you are. Okay, that's what makes your speaking to score good marks. So for 7, speaks at length without noticeable effort or loss of coherence, right? So if you're talking freely without any breaks in between, or you're showing some difficulty to create your ideas, then you're going to lose marks. May demonstrate language related hesitation at times, or some repetition and or self-correction. There is nothing wrong in doing some self-correction, okay, but not quite frequent. And sometimes you are just trying to self-correct yourself, and you are going to repeat few of the words, and there is a language related hesitation. These things are not really the band pullers, because this particular test is designed for those people who are not having English as their first language. Definitely it is their second or third language. That's what they are going to test, right? So there will be some kind of hesitations. Please do not worry about it. Just try to maintain a very fluent speaking, and just do not stop in between and talk freely, and you're going to score good marks. Okay, use a range of connectives and discourse markers with some flexibility. Okay, this is purely about how you are going to discourse. You're just pulling your listener with you, and just I'm going on to next sentence, like that you are going to give some discourse marker so that he can follow you, right? So that's about fluency and coherence. Now lexical resource over here for 7 uses a vocabulary resource flexibly to discuss a variety of topics. Do not even try to produce any high posh words which you really cannot understand, and or you cannot use it rightfully at the desired location. Then you are going to lose marks. So whatever the language you're comfortable with, the day-to-day words which you are going to use, you use them. Okay, and certainly you are going to score more than 7 or 7.5, that's for sure. Okay, use paraphrase effectively. See, this one thing overall here, over here, this is all the 4 connectors. No, you really cannot do anything about it. It is by practice you are going to speak, right? So you cannot change yourself in a day or two. Do not think too much about it on the fullest. What I'm just trying to explain you is that present a most fluent speaking. Okay, do not stop in between, do not search for ideas, and be confident. These 4 ideas or these 4 things are going to bring you good scores. You keep it noted. Okay, grammatical range uses a complex structures with some flexibility. Yeah, frequently produces error-free sentences through though some grammatical mistakes persist. Yes, there will be some grammatical mistakes. Yeah, and in terms of the pronunciation is concerned, shows all the positive features of band 6 and some, but not all of the positive features of band 8. See, now band 6, what he says, uses a range of pronunciation features with mixed control, shows some effective use of features, but this is not sustained, can generally be understood throughout, and though mispronunciation of individual words or sounds reduces clarity at sometimes, right? So this is about pronunciation. I'll not take a lot of time over here, because this is available readily on the internet, also in the Cambridge books. You can just refer to it and you can understand what this is all about. For this, you need not to refer my video as well. Okay, few tips and tricks which are going to bring you some marks. Okay, this is out of my experience, I'm telling you. One thing, reach your examination center early. Okay, if your test is at 9 o'clock, be there by 8:15. Okay, that is going to resolve a lot of your trouble. If you are living in a city where the traffic is jam-packed in the peak hours, if you cannot travel so conveniently, make sure that you are reaching the center early, you are cooling up yourself, use the washroom. This is going to really drop your pressure. Okay, just get acquainted with the conditions, and this is really going to help you, right? So if you are reaching late in a hurry, you will reach the room, you will be sweating and you will be tired and you will be messed up in your mind. You will not be able to provide good presentation of yourself. Okay, that is going to give you some serious negative drawbacks. So just reach early. Okay, and second one is that these are all the tips and tricks which are going to help you out. If your examination is tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you're left with no time to prepare yourself, or you cannot simply improve your English in a day or two, right? So if it is a day before your examination, get a friend or get a cousin who can speak to you in English, attempt a mock test. Just out of all the Cambridge books, whatever the sample questions have come, just have a mock with your family day before the exam. Okay, this helps in bringing up the confidence. Second is that you will be covering up many more ideas which may get repeated in your examination. Okay, because they cannot generate any new ideas out of the contrary. So you will have to just have some here and there, but you will be discussing about few of the ideas which you might have already thought about it and generated few of the ideas during your mock. So that is really going to help you out. So in the day before the exam, at least have a mock test for 2 to 3 hours with your cousin or family friend or friends. Okay, this is really going to help you. You'll be much more better prepared for your examination tomorrow. Third one is cover many topics during the mock test. Yes, I've told you, maintain a formal tone. Okay, just dude, क्या है मालूम है कि तुम्हें ऐसा वाला formal informal tone use ही नहीं करना है. Maintain a formal tone. Refer to them as sir or madam, and just speak to them politely. Okay, do not show your overconfidence. Yeah, hell yeah, of course, like this kind of things you just do not use. Okay, just maintain a formal tone. Okay, maintain a steady pace while speaking. Now this is going to help you out. Okay, if you are a fast speaker also during the test, maintain a steady pace. Okay, just try to talk slowly. This helps in creating ideas. Like now I am going to talk about Mr. Gandhi, like that. If you are talking slowly, now your brain will be processing few of the ideas parallelly, and you'll get ample amount of time to process these ideas and generate some sentences out of it. So if you're talking in a speedy manner, you may not be able to do it. So just maintain a pace, steady pace, slow down to ensure your ideas. Okay, Do not memorize answers. This is really one thing which I've seen, that if people are asking, explain your hometown, do not memorize, tell a lengthy answer which is memorized enough, they will catch you. But there is nothing wrong in preparing for the ideas a day before the examination, like what my city is famous about. It is good, it has good eatery places, it has got some historical significance, it is connected by all four modes of traffic, or all four modes of transportation, and it is a industrial sector giving jobs to many of the people, and it is a Silicon Valley giving best world class software solutions to entire world. All these things can be memorized, and you can prepare for the ideas. Okay, do not memorize or by heart answers. Okay, elaborate on your idea now. uh, don't just end your answers with one sentence, just try to elaborate it, add some supporting values. If they ask, just Srinath, just tell me about your work, okay, then you should not just say that I am a mechanical engineer, I work at this and this company. But the way, if you are going to construct your sentence, I am a mechanical engineer with 9 to 10 years of experience in the field of purchasing, and my job is to make sure that I'm interacting with my suppliers each and every day, resolve their concerns instantly, and because of this my organization performs better, right? This is going to add much values, right? Try to pull the questions to your comfort zone. This is, I can file a patent for this. Okay, many people are there out here in YouTube telling that do this, do not do that. I am telling you from my experience. I will show you my scores, okay, which has helped me score good brands. This is the one idea which I do. Okay? This really helps in your Q card questions, like whatever the Q card questions they will give. I am a working professional, I am very comfortable speaking about my work, right? So you will be having ample amount of ideas with you. So what you do, if a question is about something, you just connect it to your work, or if you can connect it to your area of expertise. Like for example, for me once, what had come in my first attempt, there was a question saying that explain about a phenomenal personality who has made you feel better, and give some incidental correlations, as such something they had asked. Majority of the cases people just try to talk about Abdul Kalam or Ratan Tata or big things. No, they have done very big things. Just do not do that. What I do, okay, now some personality who is going to help you out. I think about my boss, okay, my managing director of the company, what he has done, okay, just build up some ideas. So he is like, he has helped me like this, like this, like this, and when I was having difficulty in commuting to work, he helped me up with arranging a transportation service, everything like that. If you are thinking about it, no, then you can elaborate it very well. Okay, if you are thinking about Elon Musk, then you will be having difficulty in constructing your ideas and expecting it fluently. You are going to lose marks in your fluency. Just make sure that, just now try to pull the questions to your comfort zone. Like if you are saying, explain a situation where you felt that you are really valued. Okay, if they say that, you just convert it so that in my organization there was this scenario when my supplies were stopped all of a sudden, and I had to do something about it. What I did, I visited my supplier, I just discussed with them, I understood the difficulties, what is causing this phenomena, and I gave some solutions so as to make sure that the process was successfully eased, and I was able to get the raw material out of it. And you can just very well construct your ideas, right? So that's what I'm telling. Your comfort zone, wherever you are, where you have plenty of ideas, just pull that question and relate it to something else. Okay, and the next one is like, see, no one is Brahma, no one is Brahaspati, right? Now what you can do, if they ask you something about like, I'm very poor at cooking. Okay, in the Q card question, if they say that tell me a recipe which you tried previously, and tell me how you felt about it, and like this question, if it comes and you have not really done it, what will you answer? You cannot answer, right? Now what many of the people do is that they will just try to bluff on something, and instead they land up with issues of fluency, issues of your idea generation, and they just get stuck. Now what you do, you can tell like this, sir, to be very honest with you, I really do not like the idea of cooking, but just to justify this question, if I would have known to cook, or else you can tell that if I would have got the opportunity to explain about cooking, I do not have many, but instead, rather than cooking, I can very well help the people who are at my house cooking, can help them with the day-to-day chores, so that they can concentrate on cooking. Like that, you can tell that. So you can just construct the idea around it, not directly speaking about it, right? So you will be able to score good marks out of it. There is nothing wrong in saying that I have not really thought about it, sir. So just to justify this question, I will be talking about, certainly I'll be able to help them with some other activities like cutting or chopping of the vegetables and cleaning your kitchen, like this kind of activities I'll do, so that to make sure that they are not feeling bad about it. And I think I'll have a sense of feeling that wherein I have also supported in that activity, and it is quite good to feel about it, like that you can tell, right? So do not think that if you are not knowing the answer you are going to stuck over there. Just construct an idea around it. They are just trying your English speaking ability, and they are not at all assessing you about your idea generating capability, right? This is not a general knowledge test. Now, probable topics for cue card questions. This is your task 2, wherein majority of the people get shivers and get nervous and end up losing scores. Now, probable questions is that I have listed many few of it, and there are many more ideas which may come. Okay, we cannot really predict it, but yes, definitely about food questions will come, for work or education, hometown crops, what are all the kind of crops which you grow, history, education of your hometown, vacation, hobby, leisure time, shopping, sports, weather, computers, or your pollution, population related things, daily routine, etc. These are all the questions which may come up, and you'll get 1 minute of time. Just prepare some bullet points and think about it. How would you like to construct it? And there is nothing wrong in by looking at your notes and speaking, because it is very good for you to construct ideas, and you can give priority for each of the ideas, like that. There's nothing wrong in looking at it. There is nothing wrong in pausing in between. Okay, and they are just going to look at your fluency and your English speaking ability, right? So here it is, my scores and key takeaways out of it. What is the GAN I have got by attempting for IELTS test? That is, in the first attempt I was like very relaxed. I didn't know how the examinations will be. I just went in my normal routine of speaking. I spoke very confidently, and because of it I got 8. Okay, now I messed up in some other section, that is in writing, so I had to attempt my second test. So over there I knew how the questions will be, and you will have that kind of pre-planned things wherein your mind messes up with you and say that, oh, what happens if you get something about this next time, and how will you speak? So in my attempt 2 I got 6.5, mainly because of the examiner. She was like, I thought she is not at all interested in my speaking, and she was yawning completely. She was looking at my watch, and I felt very disheartened, and it really affects your speaking. So I got 6.5. Okay, and one more error I did was that in my cue card question I tried to speak about Elon Musk. Okay, you might be knowing what will happen if you are going to speak about some interesting personality. I know he built rockets, I know he built reusable rockets, but I cannot construct the idea about it, surrounding it, and it gets very difficult, okay, while speaking about few of the things which are very difficult to construct values. So in the third attempt I scored 7, and in the fourth attempt I got 7.5. The essence of this is that even though your English is not changing, but your mind will certainly play, and it will show up in your examination results. So the key takeaways is that test is not only about how you speak, and also how your idea generating capabilities. Because of the ideas, if you do not have ideas, you will shiver and you will lose your confidence, and because of it you will lose your points, right? Second one is, bands are not guaranteed. If your English speaking is good, but if it is your bad day, certainly you are going to lose marks. Okay, you may not be able to generate few of the ideas, you may not be having answers for few of the questions which examiner is asking. So it may be your bad day, so you cannot curse yourself because of that. And depends on the examiner. Try to build a good impression in the first task, like you just speak to them very formally, and give a good impression about yourself in the first this one, so they show some interest in you, and their subconscious will get attracted to you, and that is really going to help you out, right? The things which examiners are try to do to test your performance, one is that with me also it has happened. Every time he looks at your watch, his watch, and he just continuously yawns like this, and showing signs of there is no interest in your speaking. Man, just get lost. It does not really mean, because they'll be interviewing more than 30 to 40 candidates a day, and even they are humans. They feel like intrigued, and they feel that they are also stressed, right? So that's because of it which they are doing. And also take it from me, during the examination they are not scoring you. Okay, they are recording your words, and they are going to score you afterwards, right, after the completion of examination. So you need not to really worry how your examiner is behaving. And suddenly few of the times what will happen, he will write down in a paper 4 or 5 or 6. Okay, and you suddenly think that, oh my god, he gave me only 4 bands, then definitely your performance is going to drastically come down. So do not think about it. He may be writing about 4 minutes left, or something related he understood about his appointment, he just wrote it down. Okay, these are all the things which happen. Okay, examiner interrupts you in between and cuts you short of the answer. This really means that, doesn't really mean that he is cutting you down because you are talking nonsense. This is not the case. Okay, maybe because your time is up, or he is comfortable, or he is agreeing to your way of speaking, and he is 100% sure that you are going to score good or you are going to perform good in this subject, so he is just trying to divert from that subject to test you, right? So he may use as a foreign accent. So in my third attempt, no, there was one lady, she was like, during the initial stage only, she was just talking in foreign accent. If she would have not told her name, like something related to Priyanka Devi or so, I wouldn't even come to know that she's an Indian. But the way they speak, no, like it is some kind of foreign accent, and you suddenly feel jolted, and you may feel that, oh my god, how do I speak to her? I may not understand her accent. I may ask, repeat, can you tell me again, or can you repeat your question? So they may get disrupted because of it. So these are all the things which will happen. Just don't worry too much, okay? So these are all the things which will happen, right? So if you're going to getting too comfortable on one subject, suddenly definitely they are going to change the subject, and they are going to make sure that they are going to test with something else which you are not so comfortable in speaking about, right? That's the part of the game. Now, okay, now during the COVID times, there's been a few other issues, like they will make you wear this masks and your hand gloves, right? So these are very major irritants. With the mask on, you just try to practice, okay, because people may not hear you and they will ask you to speak by putting the mask on. So that may be one of the area where you may feel that your performance is lagging. And one more time, they'll put these rubber masks, okay, I mean rubber gloves, which are really irritant. And other than that, just think about it, that you are the master of this game, you are going to rock in this examination, you have prepared well enough, and it is your day. Think like that, and you go to your examination, definitely you are going to score good marks, okay? Wishing you all a very good success in your future endeavors. Have a very good test ahead, and all the very best. Bye bye, see you with one more set of video. Thanks a lot.